Good morning, world. Welcome back to the Traveling Drug Show. It's your host, Kristopher Motha Fuckin McCoy. Wolfie's in the back just chilling out. And I got Clover right here. She's just, in her box. Say hi, Clover. Hello. In case y'all don't know, Clover was my baby of over 14 years. She was a Doberman and a Rot mix. And she was the love of my life. She was a child, and I know a lot of people are like, dogs aren't animals. Well, unfortunately for y'all, mine was my animal, was my human. She was the love of my life. Clover has been with me from the jump. She never judged me, never cared about who I was with. And anytime somebody would break up with me or break my heart, she was always there. So yes, she was my human slash animal, my baby. So that covers that. But today's topic is awesome sauce. Y'all are like, awesome sauce? How is that a topic? Let's talk about it. So, yesterday was an amazing day for me. There were a lot of ups, a lot of downs, especially driving places and seeing things that you shouldn't see anymore. But, sorry, I'm taking my hair out. Not really sorry, actually. Sorry, not sorry. But other than seeing, white people losing their shit signs and some other shit that you just shouldn't see anymore, especially for being in 2020. I met a group of ladies from Atlanta who have helped me uh, to just keep shining my positivity and light. Um, Jasmine, Dee Dee, Ronnie, or was it Donnie? Ronnie? Donnie. Donnie. And I want to say it starts with an M. Mary? I'm not good with names. I'm trying my best here. But these four women, we sat out on the beach. We talked for hours. We chilled. We enjoyed each other's company. Then they were very gracious and kind enough to invite me back. And it wasn't, because they're everywhere. I was able to take a shower. They fed me. We sat and even talked for more hours. And then I was very truthful and forthcoming with them. Because I understand that most people see me as a cis white man, and that is not what I am. I'm not a average hetero man. Um, which brings me to this topic. I am a trans man. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I don't hide who I am. I don't call it out because I don't feel like people should want to judge me before they get to know me. But it's interesting based off of our conversation, the perception people see versus the reality. Then, being able to be vulnerable in a situation and tell somebody, please, you have nothing to worry about. I I am not here to hurt you. I'm here to bring peace. And for us to talk for hours and just understand each other on that level is just the most beautiful thing that you can honestly have. Um, Especially when it comes from people who are themselves dealing with racial injustices and not only being women, but they're black women. And I don't say that lightly. I don't believe in color, and people know that. I've never associated with the color. I'm not a white man. I'm just not. Um, Based off of my lineage and heritage, there are a couple different aspects to where, yes, I get from what you see, but we are not a color. We're not a crayon. And we're all humans, right? And that's the problem with society now, is there has to be a label for everything. And there shouldn't be. We should just be able to say, hey, I'm a human being. Get to know me first. Am I cool as shit? All right. But most people don't do that now. But these women did. They expressed to me, hey, we saw that you had a positive light. That's why we um, talked to you and stuff. So it really, brings that about. With the inequalities that are still happening to this day in 2020, you know, it's you can't compare one person's journey with another. You can equivalent it to an extent, but I will never be able to know what it feels like to be a black woman, ever. I do know what it feels like to, at one point in my time, have that aspect and know people were looking at me a certain way as like a sex symbol, and most people just wanted to sleep with me and things like that, and I never did. And I still don't to this day. I care about my body enough that I know it's a temple, and I must treat this temple with perfection. So by me not having multiple sexual relations with people, I am able to focus on myself and know who I am, and not listen to other people try and convince me of who I am. And that's where the majority of people are, is, when you get with somebody, you want to be able to kind of mold to them, especially if you like them, right? But let's just be truthful and honest. That isn't the right way of doing it. You need to be able to speak to people, get to know somebody. Wait. I promise you, it'll be worth the wait. It will. But for me, it's it's one of those things where I'm like, the old me would have just in a heartbeat slept with anybody, but now the new me is like, no, it's more intimate. It's I'm swapping DNA. I'm I'm giving somebody a piece of me when I, you know, have intercourse. So do I? No. A lot of people don't grasp it, that I have not had sexual relations in many, many years. And that's okay with me. I am okay with it because it has enlightened me really on how people are just seen by frontal look, just by what your appearance is. So I want to give a big, huge thank you to the 4 Atlanta girls. They're not even girls, they're Atlanta women that I met. And I hope that we can continue to be friends, and that we can, help change the world, whether it's one person at a time or by the masses. Because all we need is love, we need peace, we need hope, and we need faith. Like, we need all of that right now, especially during the really trying times that everybody is going through. People don't realize that we are all we have. We only have this planet. And when you only have one planet to survive on, instead of trying to kill each other, we should possibly come together and save the planet as well as saving each other. We will fall apart if we continue to go on the same path and continue to repeat the histories over and over again. The purpose of a history is to change it. Let's change our history. Let us not have a history anymore that's so negative and hateful and overbearing that it causes suffering. People are going to suffer until the end of time, yes. But let's stop the suffering. There is enough resources for everybody on this planet not to be hungry, but for them to be clothed and have fresh water. Oh, excuse me. And things of that nature. But yet, even in today's society, driving through the country of America, I have seen poverty beyond belief. I have seen people living in things that just I am baffled by. Seeing people look like they're starved to death, because they are. How is it possible that everybody wants the same end goal, but nobody's willing to conjoin to get that same end goal? That's what I don't understand. And I would love to be able to speak with people about this, debate about it, something, because it's very apparent that everybody is after money, or me, or what can I do to better advance myself. It's very rare and few far and in between where you find people whom are not looking for that. And those ladies last night, oh, the the abundance of that, just positivity, just glowing. I've I felt so blessed to be in their presence. It was a blessing. God gifted me these four women to speak to, and for them to speak to me and be able to just understand, you know, what they see in their eyes and how they feel in comparison to how I feel. And that is something that we all need to be able to do and antiquate with each other, is understanding each other more fluidly. It's not about what your title is or what you label as. It's about what you are inside and whom you are inside. And if you can radiate that positivity, oh, sorry, there's nothing that will prevent you from being successful. But if you're always negative and constantly complaining and constantly saying this and that, or you're trying to get one over on somebody and things like that, you're really gonna have a very poor and lonesome life. You may have lots of people in it, but you're at the end of the day gonna be very lonely because you're the only person in your head. So, in a nutshell, let's recap. We all need to have hope, faith, and love and peace to get through this era in time. We need to be able to feed everybody. There is an abundance of money and an abundance of food and water that we have to our disposals. Americans waste so much food, water, and money. It is ridiculous that they cannot supply other Americans who are homeless, starving, and losing their minds mentally. Like, there is no reason we cannot make everybody have a home. There are so many empty homes and apartments and campers, and you see so many empty things, so many for sale, people trying to get over, people trying to make all this money on real estate. Instead, let's come together and fix all the problems that we all created. And that's really it, is to fix the problem, we must come together. No matter your color, creed, religion, sexuality, handicap, not handicap, minus the serial killers. Okay? People who really are bad people, they will show and they will be taken care of. Not by me, but by the higher power. But all of us positive people need to really stand together. Oh, gosh. It's because my air conditioner's on. When I'm cold, I'm tired, so sorry. Not sorry. So, for anybody who watches this video is really about just coming together and loving one another, and understanding that we're all going to have differences and we're all going to have our own opinion. But that doesn't mean that we cannot come together and love each other and overcome these hateful boundaries that people have set into place because of the things that you constantly hear or see. Take yourself off of the television. Take yourself off of Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that until you find out whom you really are. Because if your heart is ugly, you ain't gonna make it, baby. If your heart is ugly and not pure, there ain't nothing you could say or do to get you where you want to go. If you feel what I'm putting down. Like, I'm serious. Take a moment to reflect upon yourself. Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, when is the last time I judged somebody based off of their appearance? When was the last time I was like, towards somebody or said something negative? Please, because that is the only way that you are going to be able to help contribute and fix the problems that reside in the entire world, but mostly in America. So I want y'all to do that. I want y'all to take, 15, 20, 30, maybe an hour, however long it takes. Just go stand in the mirror and look at yourself and talk to yourself out loud and ask yourself these questions. When was the last time I judged somebody? When was the last time I said something negative? When was the last time I complained? When, go through it. Write it down while you're looking at yourself. Shit, I write stuff on the mirror with markers. I'm telling you, it helps. It's going to change your mind. It will enlighten your life. And stop watching the news. The news is full of garbage. Literally garbage. Don't watch the news. They only want you to see what they want you to see. Literally. If you really want to know what's happening in the world, get in your car and start driving. And go look at what is actually happening. I can tell you the amount of rebel flags and white only and Donald Trump and I love being white signs I've seen. Let me tell you something. All that's gonna get you is more hate. And yeah, you're gonna attract those type of people. And then in 20 years when you look back, if you're still alive and the world is probably not even gonna be here, you cannot question, what could I have done to make this a positive place? Because you were the problem. So, if you are part of the problem, it is time today for you to go ahead and reflect. Take some time. Because that's all you got is time. You'll never get it back. Remember that. So all the time you're sitting there bullshitting, doing nothing, or doing shit you know you shouldn't do, and then you're like, well, I wish I wouldn't have done that shit. I want you to remember that time is timeless, but you will never get what you left behind back, ever. You will never get it back. Whatever you've done in your history will never be able to be the same in your future. You may repeat your history, but there will always be a difference to it, okay? So, what did we learn today? We learned today that I met 4 awesome, beautiful women who are full of light, who we had great conversations with, and we learned that there's a lot of hatred in America, and we learned that we need to go ahead and have hope, faith, love, and peace to be able to conquer things. We also learned that we need to reflect. It is a day of reflection. Every day you need to reflect. To be honest, when you wake up, the first thing you should do in the morning is go in the mirror, tell yourself, hey, good looking, how are you this morning? I am going to do X, Y, Z. I have not done X, Y, Z. The last time I did X, Y, Z. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability is sexy. Okay? So hold yourself accountable. Know your worth. Know your value. Know your purpose. And go out there and be positive. Make a positive impact. My name's Kristopher Motha Fuckin McCoy. This is the Traveling Truck Show. I'm going to let y'all go for a little bit so I can just jam out. Peace.